Hey there, Smoking with SKRUGGS here. So, I was going to do a video yesterday and it didn't happen because I had a reaction to my alpha gal and ended up putting me down. And today has been kind of rough also. But I had some people a while back kind of want to know what alpha gal was, so I thought I'd just kind of throw a little video out there, kind of tell everybody what alpha gal syndrome is. It's a disease. It's caused by tick bite. Tick transmits through its saliva when it bites you a molecule that triggers the immune system, and it produces antibodies, therefore causing alpha-gal syndrome. Now, how does it affect person? It's different ways, different people. It just depends on how you react to it, which is the really bad part about this disease because nobody reacts the same way. Of course, you can't eat any form of mammal at all. No mammals, zero. Other than that, it affects everybody different. Some people can't have dairy. Some people can't have seafood, along with other food allergies. The foods that you can eat are basically fowl and reptiles only. In addition to food, some people cannot cross-contaminate foods that they cook, such as if I was to cook something on a grill that has had hamburger already cooked on it. Some people react and they can't eat chicken that's been cooked on a grill that beef has been cooked on. Same thing with pots and pans. I'm not that reactive. I don't get like that. Some people are also related to fumes. I am fume reactive, which means I can't at this point go into an enclosed area that is cooking, like some restaurants have an open air kitchen. I can't go into those at all. The smell of food makes me icky and nauseated, and I have to leave. Other things that I cannot eat is beans and broccoli, peaches, cauliflower, nuts, mustard, grapes, tomatoes, blueberries. What else? It's watermelon. I can't have watermelon. And what else? There's a company in Virginia that has been modifying pigs, genetically modifying them so that they don't have or get the alpha-gal gene. So, which is actually good in the medical field. The testing wasn't done for people to eat the pork, even though they have used people like me to verify that they don't have a reaction to it, but they're using it in the medical field because sometimes pigs and lamb and sheep are used in the medical field for their organs and their bones to help people, like say a pig valve in the heart is used sometimes to replace a valve in a human. That can't happen with me. I will die. Yeah, I'll go into anaphylactic shock when I come to, and yeah, pretty much. So my body rejects anything like that, along with anybody that has alpha gal, unless they use this specific kind of pig. And I don't know if they have actually gotten to the point to where they've actually done a surgery on a person with it or not, but they're still testing that, which is kind of cool. What happens with me when I have a reaction is I will, my ears will start to burn, and I usually take a Zyrtex at that point because I know something's going on. If it doesn't work, then I break out into a whole body rash. And then I take a Benadryl, and I pretty much cross my fingers. I do have to carry an EpiPen, but now that I have, and I've never had to use the EpiPen, but being as that I have heart problems now, EpiPen is the last thing that I want to do because they say that it's not a very good outcome if you hit an EpiPen with heart issues. And I'm not exactly sure what happens, but I don't want to find out. Um, so if it gets bad enough, what usually happens is my throat will close up and I go into anaphylactic shock. So I've only had that happen once. That was the second time before I was diagnosed. I went into anaphylactic shock. They had a code cart sitting outside because they thought I was going to die. So it's a pretty severe disease that you do not want to get if you can avoid it at all. Just from a tick bite, which pretty much sucks. I've had it for 8 years now. Some people get over it, some people don't. Unfortunately, I get worse every year, though the last time I went to the doctor, he said my numbers were lower. And they do blood tests to check your numbers, to see where your numbers are. So that kind of hinders what you see me cook on my channel, which I think is what hinders my channel actually growing, which that's fine with me because I don't really do this for a living or anything. I just like doing it just because I like doing it for the fun of it. It's pretty bad. Some people, like me, cannot take medicines that have mammal in them. Like per se, if I have a medicine, I have to take it in a pill form. I cannot use capsule because capsules are made with gelatin, which comes from pork fat. So I have a reaction to medicines. Anything that has, like when COVID came around, one of the COVIDs had mammal in it, and people with alpha-gal couldn't take it, so that was a big deal. So yeah, I don't go out anywhere to restaurants because you just don't know how the meals are prepared and what they use and that kind of thing. So that's kind of not really cool because it kind of hinders where I can eat when I do go out, if I go out. Well, usually when I find a place, I stick to it that I like, and that's about it. There's a little Mexican restaurant down the road from me. Now, I can't eat inside because they have an open-air kitchen, but their food is really good. And they know me and know my allergies, so I call them up and tell them who I am, and they make my food accordingly, and it's all good. But the thing is, you just don't ever know. You kind of take that chance because if they get a new cook in there who accidentally puts the wrong thing in, then yeah, I have a reaction. And I've had that happen at restaurants that I have picked before. It's another reason why I have to read labels on everything. Anything that I buy in the grocery store, I have to read the label on it or use an app. I did find an app that will read the label for me, and it just automatically tells me if it's safe for me to eat or not. But take the case of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, which was my favorite barbecue sauce. I used to eat it all the time. And then at some point they decided to use mustard flour in it. Don't know why. Maybe as a thickener or something, but I bought it one day, threw it on some chicken, and had a reaction to it. And I was like, what's going on? Read the ingredients. Mustard flour. So, just because you buy it one day or 1 week, the next week you go to buy it again, might not be the same. So you kind of have to watch what you do and watch what you eat and watch what you take. Anything you put in your mouth, you have to make sure that it doesn't contain mammal. So yeah, whenever I go outside, I make sure that I spray myself down really good with a tick repellent. And if I'm out in the woods or doing yard work, I'll usually wear long sleeves, depending on what I'm doing. They're usually, as stupid as it looks, I tuck my pants into my socks because I don't want to get bit again. So in a nutshell, don't get bit by a tick. And it used to be that it was from a Lone Star tick only, but now they have decided that any tick can probably carry it. So if you live in an area where it's a lot of ticks, or you're out in the woods and you got a lot of ticks, then you might want to be careful, take some extra precautions. The other reason why you see while I like to have my neighbor's chickens in my yard, in my videos, you'll see chickens running around the yard, and they're not mine. They're actually my neighbors, but we feed them also because they eat ticks supposedly, and possums supposedly do too. So we feed possums too because we live out in the boonies. So yeah, I kind of feed them kind of animals and try to keep them out of my yard. So there you go in a nutshell, kind of what Alpha Gal is all about. I'm sure I left a lot of stuff out, but basically I can't eat stuff that I would love to eat. So don't get bit by a tick. Appreciate you watching. Keep on smoking.